Good afternoon. So I'm very happy to meet my brothers, sisters. No, brothers, sisters, not on this life. Life from beginning as a rebirth. So, yeah, so everyone, my father, mother, brother, sister, everything. Not one time from beginningless rebirth, numberless times, different life. So we meet. I think because we met in the past, so that gives the reason why we meet again in this life. There's always a reason. Whatever we're doing, there's always a reason. It's the result of past karma, result of past action, past habit, past action. It's always, whatever we do, bad or good, whatever we do, is a result of past. It's the action you have done in the past let positive imprint, negative imprint in the mind and the mental continuum. Of course, the body changes. You see, body finishes and disintegrates, but the mind, which is colorless, formless, shapeless, that one, today, six, the principal consciousness. So the sixth one continued from life to life. What goes from life to life is not the fifth one. The sixth one goes from life to life. So we remember what we did yesterday, what food we ate, what talk we did, whom we met. So remember yesterday. What we did this morning, we remember now. What we did yesterday, remember today. Because that is not the continuation of the body, not the continuation of the mind, body and mind. So like that. Because of that. And and also, if we had any dream last night, we remember that. Some people forget, but many times remember, even the dream. So that's a continuation of mind. So like that. So we remember what we did childhood time. I remember certain things, not everything, but certain things, left a big effect on the mind. Certain things during the childhood time, I don't know, I can't say, maybe 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, maybe something around. But I don't remember coming from mother's womb. Sorry. I don't remember coming from mother's womb myself. But in Nepal, we have monastery, Ganden monastery. So we do meditation course 1 month. After I don't know how much, 40?
51.
Huh?
51.
So up to now we did 51, just 1 month, not counting 10 days or short courses. Those happen many times in each year. Mostly led by Sweden man, Karen. She was the main person who led the meditation for so many years. Also with the 1 month course with guided meditation. So she's the main person. But there's other lamas or geshes. She come to give questions or different topics sometimes. Mostly so 1 month course is other person, which is guided meditation she does. So that's 50, 51. Yeah, up to now we did 51. So in the early times, before we travel to the West, we do 1 month, 1 month course 2 times a year. But with the Lama, my teacher, Lama Yeshe. So, but that, then we start travel to the West, and then we could not do 2 years, we couldn't do 1 year. So, like that. So anyway, what I'm talking is, so the reason what I'm talking is that there was one nun from Kashore, one nun, South Arabia. She could remember. My reason remember coming from mother's womb. Oh, some people can remember. Because we do meditation in the beginning course, at the beginning of the course. This today's mind, continuation mind came from Kashmir yesterday. Then that mind continuation came from the day before that. So go back to childhood time. Then childhood time, the mind came from mother's womb, and so go back to the very first time when the mind conceived in the mother's womb. There on the fertilized egg, the sperm and the egg or blood or the eggs joint. Yeah. So the egg. So when the consciousness is conceived on that, so we do the meditation after that. So some people, some spirits could remember their life was in Tibet. They could remember even the Thomas, not Thomas, sorry. Wood, I think, where they make Tibetan tea. You see, where they churn butter and salt, butter and salt, the black tea with the butter and salt, churn until it's stirred well. So they could remember even that in Tibet, things like that. They could remember in Tibet. You see, like that, some people. So the nun from South Arabia, she could remember coming from mother's womb. So like that. So somebody who has a clear mind. So when you do meditation like that, come back. So who has a clear mind, then remember like even the life before in Tibet, could remember. I heard, yes, like that. Of course, that's not everyone, but it's some people who are there. Because really, so that's what I'm saying. So we met. Why meet here? Why? So because we met in the past lives. So we did meet with different body. So so numberless times met in the past with different body, father, mother, brother, sister, all the different kinds. Enemy, friend, stranger, all kinds, in different times, from beginningless rebirth. So if you look at back, overall, then from beginningless rebirth. So that's why I meet here. That's why what meant us to come here. What meant us to come here today to meet. That's always the reason. Whatever we do, either we do bad things or do the good things. It's always like that. Result of past karma, past action. So they left the imprint on the mind and the mental continuum. So the imprint, you see, that's like planting a seed. It's like you plant a seed. You see the flowers in the ground. Then when the water and minerals, and when they're together, then they want to grow first. Whichever is the conditions are perfect, then they want to come first. So it's like that. The imprint is like the seed. So like that, the reality of our life. So I want to say thank you very much. Homage to Omniscient One, kind to Omniscient One. Pay homage. Lama Tomba Tumden de Dejin Japan Tachumba Yang Daba Zoesa. Dan Chato Demban Devar Shaba Jidin Jemba Jirun Devega. Hadam Menam Je Tomba Sange Tumden de Panjava Sakya Tuva Lata. Shuddha Jaso Je Lama Tomba Tumden de Dejin. Yang Daba Zoe Sanje Bada Chaso Demban Devar. Jidin Jemba Jivu Devi Kalu Jiva Lata Meva. Lama Dunden de Dejin Jaba Tachumba Yang Daba Zoe Shaso Damban Devar Jaba Jidin Jemba Jivu Devi Kalu Jiva Lata Tomba Sange Dunden de Shaya Tuva Gada Je Kanche Kanye Tsu Je Tamse Sachen De La Gomba Anye Je Den De Na Che Che Son Te Je Keba Je La Sunga Choto Sosa Ye Je Ja So Se Je Lumbo Cha Cha Chonye Cha La Cha Sa Wa Tung Ta Wa Zemen Ta We Cha Se Tong Ta Wa Je La So meditation to the ultimate reality of I, action, object, everything, actually total cessation of the obscuration, completion, realization, and worst suffering would receive name hell. So then Nara in Sanskrit, and Nirvana, blissful state of peace for oneself, which is not for natural suffering, which is free from the suffering. Then that, and then samsara. Then happiness problem in our everyday life. So all those ultimate nature of all that. Ultimate nature of all that is emptiness. Sanskrit shunyata. Emptiness. So this whole I, self, I, action, object, all the phenomena, what I mentioned, the way it appeared to our mind, the way they appeared to our mind, such as myself, hallucinated mind. You see, after you have taken drug, you get all kinds of hallucination. You see, there are certain substances you take, then your mind gets hallucinated, which is not there. Appeared, but it's not there. It's like dream. In the dream, things appearing, you become president of Russia or Latvia or you see America or whatever. You can dream. You can dream, but it's not there. Similar, exactly the same. So there are many substances you take, then your mind gets hallucinated. You get all kinds of visions. Vision. You get all kinds of vision. Then we totally believe in that, interest in that. We totally interest in that. like exactly the same as a dream. You win president of Russia or America or Latvia. So you see, people, you get dream that people elected you, and then you told you don't know that it's an illusion, dream. You don't know. You don't know this dream, and you believe it's real, and what you dreamed is real. You don't know. You're supposed to know this is dream, not real. This is dream, but many people do not have that knowledge to recognize the dream. Of course, people who meditate in night time, people who meditate in sleeping time, dream time, people who practice tantra. So, of course, that's our become part of practice theme. But you see, most us, some people can do that. Even the dream, they recognize it's a dream, not real. But so see, and then don't recognize it's a dream, then believe real. But of course, if you wake up, but of course, when you wake up, you know it's not true. only after you wake up. Only after you wake up. You got married with somebody whom you want to marry, with whom you want to marry, and got 100 children. Got 100 children, or something like that. I just make a story. So you had dream, and even had children, you had waiting and married, and many children, lots of children, and some children died, and you went through so upset, depression. You went through that, and some children born so happy, and but then only when you wake up, then you realize it's all like a sort of hallucination. It didn't happen. So it is similar. People who realize, realize shunyata, the emptiness, ultimate nature of the phenomena, I, action, object, samsara, nirvana, enlightenment, hell. All this would realize, you see, then then they can see, it's like when you wake up from dream, then you realize everything what happened was totally just a hallucination. It wasn't true what you believed in the dream. So, that's similar, when you realize the emptiness, then you see where the things have been appearing to you, and the way your life, how the things have been appearing, including your I, self, how they have been appearing to you, and that you've been believing truly, 100% true, totally believe 100% true. Like in the dream, we believe the things 100% true. Oh, this is what happened, really true. Exactly the same. Those who have realized ultimate nature of the phenomenon, then they can see back their life. Then you see, totally like just as an example of dream, illusion, magician person with the substances, mantras, hallucinate, illusioned the senior people, that's the audience, their mind hallucinates, and then they see amazing, beautiful palace, made jewels and, golden elephant, or the beautiful, handsome men, women, unbelievable things. You see, you can make illusion the people's view, audience. Oh, like that. So when that power, his mantra or the substance, the illusion people's mind. So when that power gone, finished, then I say, don't. You don't know that one. Only during that power, when the mind is not intoxicated, but affected by the meditations, mantra, what is substances, all of that, you see. So that's an illusion. So that's also a real thing that appears real from such object, real. You hear real sound, real object, real smell, everything real. So object of successes, real. So it's about, so that course, so that proves not necessarily real, or because it's appeared from there, from the object side. That doesn't prove that. That doesn't prove. That doesn't prove. Because like that, you see. Then on top of that, you believe. Yes, it is from there. Whoa. So 100% believe. You see. So they're like this. For example. So like this. 3 examples. It's good to know that. You see, whose mind, whose senses don't get affected by the musician person's the mantra or substances, what to hallucinate, illusion the people. So now that is the enlightened beings, the omniscient one. Buddha is the omniscient one. Who do not have the negative imprint. So even not only gross, but even the subtle negative imprint left by the delusion, such as the ignorance, the holding I and so aggregates, basis to be labeled I, and the phenomena, you see, as truly existent, as real, existing from their side, by their nature. Ordinary language, real, like we use everyday life, real. You see, then ignorance, believing on that, real, true, 100% true. So that ignorance leaves negative imprint on the mental continuum. So you see, So was Buddha, who has completed the path, or the obscured mind, path remedy to the obscuration. That's like medicine. Path, you see, in your mind, path, your mind, path, the right realization, not wrong concept, but the right realization, correct. The whole thing from beginning to end, up to enlightenment, up to the state of omniscience, completely actualized. And that sees not only gross obscuration, but also subtle obscuration. It's like the pot, not only the bad stamps, dirty bad stamps, washed, but also smell. What's left at the end, the smell. Even the smell washed, so completely clean, so the mind totally clean, like the pot. Is that even though no smell? Although like that, you see, when the mind becomes like that, so even the subtle negative imprint was totally purified by actualizing the remedy path to enlightenment, to omniscience. So they, because of that, so they don't have hallucination. Nothing can affect their mind, like my mind can affect other, you see, from outside people they can affect, but their own mind, nobody can affect mind. So even subtle departments purify. So you see, there's nothing appear to them true existence or existence by itself or existence by nature or real. You see, real from their side. Oh, there's no appearance. Totally purified. Ceased. As the subtle negative, totally ceased. Oh, so you see, now, that gives us understanding how we see things here. Light, all the flowers, all this came from our mind. This morning, tonight, you see, everything what appears to us, what we believe, all came from our mind. There's nothing there which does not come from mind. And all this appear real from there, that's a hallucination. Of course, without mind there's no hallucination to you, to me. Without my mind, how can there be hallucination to me? No, not possible. So it came from, even the hallucination came from my mind, especially. Everything appears real. So, that's okay. So, from birth until death, how things appear to our eye, form, shape, color, sound, smell, taste, soft, rough, the sense body. So they have pastures, so system. So came from mind, once a mind. The mind or something like universal again. No, your mind. All what you could use was essentially your object came from your mind. From birth to the death. Like that, from beginning of cerebral, until achieving enlightenment. Whatever you're samsara, or you're enlightened, in the future, how the things appear to you, how what you believe, all came from your mind. That's the most, thoughts might come again, but that's the most important, how everything came from your mind. Oh, your mind created, it's described two things. So important psychologically, it says, this is so important to understand this. So much of our problem in the life disappears. There's no problem. Once you think this, everything comes from your mind. So about the basis of Buddhism, basis of Buddha teaching, or this, the basis of Buddhism, foundation. It's like a good house, you need a foundation, you need earth, you need, you see, so much problem in the life. Well, do not exist. Do not exist. So, you see, when you think, everything comes from your mind. Your mind creates everything. So, you see, so much problem in the life. Emotional problem, so much unhappiness in mind. The physical sickness, the mind creates also physical sicknesses, but mind creates also the physical sickness, physical problems. So anyway, so much problem is gone, not there. When you meditate on that, most important, that's most important meditation to solve your problems. I mean, of course, to achieve state of omniscience, fully enlightenment, for sentient being, of course, yes. Even just yourself, free from samsara, oceans of suffering samsara. Even just for that, the basis, most important thing to realize. That understanding, discovery brings happiness in the life. Basis of happiness. So most important. Then you know what you need to do is change your mind, which creates problems. Like TV channel, one way to turn, fight, war. One way you turn, people are enjoying party, what, different channel. So your mind is the creator of your life. Problem or happiness. Your mind creates everything. It looks like, you see, when you don't know, looks like come from outside. When you don't know, look like there's somebody who makes, somebody who produces, there's a factory, the person who makes problem your life or your happiness. But when you don't know, then you fall on this hallucination mind. It looks like came from outside. But you see, when you go deeper, everything comes from your mind. Once you know that, so you see, when you think only Allah is deeper, never come from outside. Never. You see, looks like somebody say, somebody, I think maybe images, so somebody angry to you. But you never met that person in the life before, this life. Of course, in the past life, of course, yes, but not this life. But as soon as this person met you, person is angry, want to kill, want to shoot you. Many times. So the reason is in the past life, why he angry to you. So anyway, you see, so for example, I'm sorry, my talk gets longer. So the kind of the so you see now. Let's say the person angry to you, or on the shot, or on the beach, or whatever, abuse, whatever. Okay. That came from your mind. In the past lives, even you never have the person in this life, you treat that person in the past, even different body, but you abuse that person. You abuse that person. You badly treated, harmed the person, cheated the person. So because that, now this time the person is cheating you. So this person angry to you, cheating you, whatever person does to abuse you, it came from your mind. In the past, with the self-chasing thought, with the attachment, with the anger, you harmed that person in the past. That's the evolution. So in the reality, there's nothing to complain to that person. Because that person angry to you this time, even though you never met. This life you didn't give harm to that person, not at all. But as soon as to see you angry, don't like you. So see. Sorry. Now, in the past life, if you didn't harm that person, if you didn't abuse that person, if you didn't do harm to that person, there is no reason at all this time the person angry to you, the person harmed you, abused you, whatever. So for example, person never met you, but person, as soon as he see you angry, or other way, so much attached to you, or person loves you so much, not conditional love, not attachment love, but even unconditional love, loving kindness, or attachment love. You see, other way, the opposite way. As soon as the person meets you, or that's one thing. The other thing is angry. As soon as the person meets you, don't like you, angry to you, so abuse you, one or other. So anyway, so that's not reason at all if you didn't give harm, abuse the person in the past. I think my talk went away. I was going to explain 3 things. Those I explained Buddha, but then I didn't explain it to others. So, but I think it's a very important subject. So I finish it there. This very important subject. Yeah. So you can see then. I thought like this. The great Bodhisattva Shantideva, great Bodhisattva Shantideva, in Nalanda Pandit, you see, great Bodhisattva, Shantideva, holy being, so the great holy being, Shantideva. So who wrote, such as the Bodhisattva, Guide to Bodhisattva's life. So said, you must write down this in your diary book. It's good, very important diary book. You must write down so that you can remember everyday life. So important, so important to write down, to remember, you become the doctor to yourself. You become the teacher to yourself, guru yourself. You become the psychology or psychology. I don't know, yourself to yourself. So these are partner machana gayam tune michede. Dida partner machana gayam tune michede. So dida partner machana is if you didn't harm this way to others. Dida partner machana gayam tune michedes. So gayam is nobody will harm you this time. Now, if you didn't harm it, if you did not badly treat harm in the past, but in this life only, other lifetimes. It could be is also in this life, you badly treat that person, and today, as a result, that person badly treat you. There's also like this. Even the same day, even the next day. Last year you treated that person very badly, so now this time person treated you badly, abuse you. Oh, childhood time, because past life you abused that person, so when you're a child abused by your parents or by other people, by grown-up people. So you see like this. Yeah. So the partner machana, if you didn't harm to others, gayam tune means nobody will harm you. Gayam tune means once daige semjenla, dindewa yinawache. Tewe sentient chechebi dao noje dijungring. So there it says, once daige semjenla, in the past, once daige semjenla, in the past, I gave such a harm. Tewe sentient chechebi dao noje dijungring. Therefore, sentient being harmed to me. So it means this life or now. So it's worthwhile that sentient being giving harm to me. Because I gave harm in the past life to the being, to that sentient being in the past. So, you see, why it is why such a rig so how to I translate worthwhile not unworthwhile because we harmed the past to that being. So it's worthwhile they harmed now this is okay too. So it's a rig. For example, I give another example. You understand? Yeah, according to our self-changing thought, a dictatorship, our self-changing thought, living the life with a self-changing thought, is living under the dictatorship. Self-changing thought, your self-changing, your life living with that is living the dictator under the power of dictatorship. So you can kill others, you can cut in pieces, you can cheat, you can do anything, whatever you want. But nobody can angry to me. Nobody can harm to me. Nobody can cheat me. Nobody can angry to me. Nobody can say bad things to me. But I can do anybody cheat, do bad things to all others. It's like that. So there is no reason. There is no valid reason. There is no logical reason. There is no valid reason. There is no pure reason. So this is dictatorship. Dictatorship, you see. Why people don't like dictatorship leader is, sorry to say, and I don't know what exactly means dictatorship. Only negative power. Only it means negative power, dictatorship. One person decides. Only reasons on that, or how the one person use the people negative power, because not useful power, not beneficial power for the people. Negative power. I think what they use leader of the world, best is a Buddha, who has infinite compassion, embraces to every helping, every hungry ghost, every animals, insects, every mosquitoes, every ants, the numberless universe, the numberless ants, the numberless mosquitoes, it's tiniest insects. Infinite compassion to every animal, every human being, whatever color, language, whatever, every human being, every Asura being, every intermediate being, just like the mother, for us to understand example, like the mother, her most beloved child, whom she cherishes most. That she hopes best, whatever she knows, according to knowledge that she has, whatever best she does for the child. Like that. Cherishes most, cares most. Like that. Buddha, infinite compassion, cherish besides you, every single sentient beings. Doesn't matter whatever body they have. Human being or not human being, I mean, tiniest insect. Compassion, embrace to every sentient. Not only compassion, wishing them free from suffering. Not only that, no! To free them by myself. So that was a generative, long time before, even before Buddha, even before Bodhisattva. Even before Bodhicitta generated that thought already, the altered altruistic mind before Bodhicitta. So 7 things, mind, cause, effect, what would you live happen? So it's all something may happen to one's mother. Discovering. And that, then the kindness, and then repaying back and repaying back. Then the repaying back. Then generating loving kindness. Then generating loving kindness. Great loving kindness, great compassion. Then wholesome special attitude. Wholesome. So free the sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering, bring to Buddhahood, peerless happiness, total cessation of spirit, completion, realization. Bhavasan, alone. Even though there are numberless Buddha Bodhisattvas helping them, but you have to bet. Because just relating here, numberless sentient beings, your father, mother, brothers, and just relating something here. Oh, Katsuri, one day your mother, for example, Katsuri, kindness gave birth. For example, now we have human body. That which has brain, what is on the which with brain, oh, that's one way of saying, can help not only you, not only your family, the whole world. You can develop compassion, wisdom to others. And say, you can help, small we're talking, whole world, bring happiness to everyone. That's small way to total. But big way, to all the 6 trillion sentient beings, numberless helping, numberless angry, numberless animal, numberless human, numberless spirit, numberless. So happiness, you see, happiness, not just like this life happiness, but happiness for future life. Not just that, future lives means numberless, happiness to bring them. Not that ultimate happiness, liberation from samsara, blissful state of peace to everybody. So that has really, then peerless happiness, highest happiness, the total cessation of spirit, completion, realization to every sentient being. Whoa. So you see, you can develop the mind. As we receive human body, we can develop our mind. We can develop our potential. Our essence, compassion, wisdom. Knowing the whole thing. Wisdom, all the methods perfectly, how to guide the sentient beings. Freedom from suffering, to bring the happiness from everyone. Wisdom, correct, no mistakes. Correct, no mistakes at all. So, to help. You see, so Kashmir, sorry, yeah. So, you see, human being can develop. By having the human body, you can develop your mind. Like that, unbelievable. So there's in the world, just example, besides enlightened, omniscient mind, enlightened, because Buddha, as I described, everything compassion to embrace it also. But you see, then liberated from numberless sentiments, already liberated from the oceans of samsara suffering, and numberless beings already enlightened, already brought the state of Buddhahood, already doing now, happening in the future as well. So besides that, just use an ordinary example, in the world there happened many who brought so much peace, happiness to many millions of people in the world. Like St. Francis in Italy, that communist, not non-communist, communist, everybody liked, everybody respected him. He's very humble, and wear black dress with many patches, practice contentment. So we wear hose with many patches. I saw the dress in the temple, and from Spain coming to Italy, and there's a monastery. I saw that. So I don't know the name of the monastery. Do you know name? Yeah. I saw the dress, yes. So it was like him. He's very humble and that's very pure. Samasta, he's the same as the great mentor in Tibet, Ganden the great the Bodhisattvas and very secret practitioner of Tantra, very secretly practice. Oh, that was those parts, high parts to Qigong, quick parts to Qigong. So, same Bodhisattva, St. Francis. Even though he said God like this, but his mind is Bodhisattva. Even though aspect like that, say God, but you see the mind is the Bodhisattva. Oh, same as Ganden. Many Bodhisattvas that happen in Tibet, India, so like that. Then Mahatma Gandhiji was one who brought so much happiness, peace, so there might be others. Bring happiness to many millions of people in the world. Giving full of compassion to every human being, including Chinese who took over Tibet. Unbelievable compassion, not angry, unbelievable compassion to Chinese. Every sentient being, and full of wisdom to guide so sentient beings from freedom from suffering and bring happiness. So therefore, kindness, you see, gave him body by the mother. That we can do this. Of course. In the other hand, just like Bin Laden, how he used his brain. I mean, you see, two airplanes come and destroy the American, the 4,000 people. There were 4,000 people on the building, I think. Anyway, so came inside the building, destroyed. So it's an unbelievable way. It's an incredible, unbelievable way to harm. So human being can do that. Not animals, not insects, mosquitoes or insects cannot do that. Human being can do that. But harm to the world. Then after that, what happened was many other countries, even very far countries, economic went down. Even families can't send their children to school. So many of the countries, not in America, but many of the countries that happened, economy went down in the world. But it's not that. You can use your human body in brain. Unbelievable plan how to harm. Unbelievable way to harm. So then, you see, you can use your human brain in positive way. So unbelievable, wonderful, you see, so that. So there was a kindness, that's what the mother, then the beard, protects the life from hundreds of danger every day by the mother. So either hired person look up to you. You see, even she doesn't have time to hide. So if you are not watching when you're a baby, or you're not watching, within 5 minutes you are in danger. Fall down, eat wrong things, eaten by animals, things. So protect life then protect your life from hundreds of dangers everyday life. That's wonderful, that's incredible. If mother didn't do that, then by now you would be a human being and develop your mind, bring happiness to you. You see, by learning what is the wrong thing, what brings suffering. So by learning the cause of suffering, then you abandon. By learning cause of happiness, right thing, then you practice that, you do that, then you get happiness. So total the wrong cause of suffering, then go to the wrong things. You learn, and then you abandon. And you learn the cause of happiness, right thing, then practice, then you get happiness. Up to enlightenment. Happiness, next life, happiness, ultimate happiness, freedom sometime. Then enlightenment, feels happiness, highest there. So much opportunity. Okay, so you would have that opportunity now to do that, discover all this, to learn, to develop your wisdom, compassion. I said wisdom, compassion, and pact, all packed in 2 words. So I just said that. So then not only yourself, to help others, world, to numberless beings, to help all the small thing. But 60 million sentiment. Numberless helping, numberless human beings, numberless helping, numberless intimacy, numberless hungry ghosts, numberless animals, so to help. So they can do that. They say so development, the capacity, then compassion, then omniscience, what you can do, so everything then we have. So then next one, then bear hardships. They bear so much hardship by the mother, or the bad parents, bear so much hardship. For example, I was at the airport, San Francisco airport, waiting for the plane. I see a family there who has 3 children. They're all screaming, one want this, one want that, one want that, crying, They have to, all day long, I have to handle them, take care, also demanding, like that. So I couldn't watch after 5 minutes, I get bored. I get bored by watching, I get bored. I can't watch more than that 5 minutes, but get bored. So like that. But the mother has to bear all the hardship, not one day, but so many years, from 9 months in the stomach, then, all the 9 months in the stomach. The mother can't do many things to protect the baby. So you see, when your mother's womb, then you see, for many, so many years, parents, the mother has to bear so much hardship day and night, and what you give is only pipi kaka. A child, you see, only pipi kaka. Can't do like that, so have to bear so much hardship. So, then you see, In another airport, I was waiting at the airport. I was watching. I think there's a lady is Muslim lady. She has 2 children, and she was. They were caught near us, but then a little bit later they moved back to one port. There, I think near the port there's something for them to enjoy. I don't know. So she was constantly those hours looking after them, constantly handling them, taking care of them, constantly. So then you see, at the beginning, of course, me and her, like this, nothing to do, I'm nothing to do that, she's nothing to do with me, kind of, you see, like that. Like me and this flower, like me and this plant, like that, you see. But you see, then I thought like this. She took care of me like the children. She had 2 children. Like that, she took care of me in the past life. Not only one lifetime. Not only one lifetime. She took care of me numberless times in the past. She took care of me like this numberless times from beginningless rebirth. Not only one life. All that thought came. That's what explained by Buddha, see, by omniscient one. Oh, I mean, that's what I said, you see? Reality. So, then after I think that, I become close, where from my heart become close to her. You see, we become heart to heart, because I become close to her. No gap, no intervention, or no gap, no distance. You see? So close. My heart close to her. So she became my mother, and she came in like this, numberless times in the past life. So when you're left with yourself, this is all of that. So like that, every sentient being, not only whole human being in this world, every human being, so every one of you took care of me like that, numberless times in the past, being mother. And of course, myself and mother took care of you numberless times in the past life. It's incredible. So they like that. So what do you say? Then next one. So like this, all the sentient being, every mosquito, every ant, every tiniest flies, everyone took care of me, being mother and the 4 kindness. Gay body, especially human body, the cast will protect my life danger, protect me from hundreds of danger in every day. Me, you see, protect me from hundreds of danger every day. Then third, beard. So much. Then number 4, they gave education. They gave education, or they sent me in the kindergarten, or they sent me to school, primary school, college, university. They spend money. This is gave education. Not just one time, numberless times. So because we gave education, so now we can read, write, especially Kasare, omniscient one's teaching. You can read, write, read and write. Oh, see, then you understand what is right and what is wrong. So you see, you develop more wisdom now by studying the omniscient teaching. Then you learn what is right to practice, what is wrong to abandon. All the cause of suffering, cause of happiness in the life. So the parents, you see, authentic for them. So therefore, because of that, because of that, I think so you see, for each kindness, to repair each kindness, if you died, even you died for to help them, even you cause life damage, even you died numberless times to repair the kindness to each one. Therefore, kindness, just to summarize. So if you repair kindness, even you cause life danger, even you die numberless times, to repair the kindness, each kindness is not enough, is nothing. It's nothing to repair the kindness of the mother. Because the kindness is not just one life. From beginning, but numberless times they have done to you. All like that. Unbelievable, most unbelievable. The kindness, the sentient beings, the kindness, numberless in the kindness. So like that. So you see, there's no way how you can use this, your precious human body, how can you use this for just your own happiness? No way at all. That's totally casual. It's like this. Mother is attacked by the tiger, eaten by a tiger at the bottom of the tree. You climb the tree, you're on the top of the tree singing, because you're free from tiger, because you climb the tree, and then you sing, you sing like this. But the mother is eaten by a tiger down below, so you sing, because you are free from tiger, so you sing a song. It's like that. How that is shameful. How that is so rude, so shameful. How that's so shameful. So like that example. So you live the life, you see, only your happiness, day and night, all the time. One I can be happy, 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 one I can be free from this problem, one I can be free from that problem, this problem, blah, blah. All the time. Like we said, Omane Pema Hum by the Tibetans. You see, Omane Pema Hum, Chinese mantra, like that. You see? So therefore we need Kasure. Make life beneficial, serving the parents, serving to all sentient beings. Doesn't matter, even insects. Don't harm, at least don't harm, don't step over. Yes. Help, even walk in the road, other people step over, so you blow away, you put in a safe place. So anything whatever you can do, help others. People, even beggars, anything what you have, even $1, even $half, or food, give, just whatever you can do around. Even not much, but even small, you do whatever you can. Help make your life most beneficial. Whatever you can help with speech, whatever you can help with body, whatever you can help with mind, do it as much as possible. Oh, that benefit from the heart, sincerely from the heart, positive, sincere, you help others. Oh, that's the best meditation. That's the best Dharma practice. That's the best life. Brings so much happiness to you by helping others. So much happiness. No regret now, no regret in the future. When you die, no regret. All the happiness. So with much happiness you die. Well, some people die at the death time with a smile. With a smile they die. Oh, like that, you see. So much happiness now and future. Future is like future lives like sunshine in the world. When the sun shines, everybody enjoy. Even the insects will enjoy. Things grow. Plants, crops, things grow. Wow. So sunshine, your life will be like this. So beneficial, sentient, from like that, life to life, better and better, then you go to enlightenment. So this life, you see, whatever small thing, even you can't do big thing, but small thing, whatever you can help others. As I give the example. So as much as possible. So you make it useful your life. That's the best way to achieve happiness. If you are thinking how to achieve happiness, that's by serving others, by helping others. Okay? The mind, not political. Or I have so that I can get something from that person. This animal, so this animal one part. Not that's political. That's kind of not real loving kindness. So that's political. That's black. It's worldly Dharma. So worldly Dharma, not holy Dharma. So, anyway, so so how to achieve happiness. So that so your life will be very healthy life. Mentally healthy, physically healthy. So anyway, so then now compassion, and great compassion, the loving kindness, the great compassion, yonggi champa. Jesse Buddha, Kadama Jesse Buddha said, so I don't know the whole Tibetan word I know. Shindu Pangmi Yong and Namajin. Shindu Pangmi Yong and Namajin. So person, you see, so precious, you feel that person so precious to you. Shindu Pangmi Yong and Namajin, Bidro, loving kindness, Bidro, Yong and Namajin. It's not a body, it's not a literal body, not Yong and Namajin, it's a feeling. And the body can be very ugly, but Yong and Namajin is the feeling. So, kindness, you see. So, if the person was very ugly, but somebody was very kind to you, get money, only need money, or that something, see, save you from problems and help you so much. So you feel, even physically, very good, you feel so close, you're so kind, so precious, all like that. So, Shantideva, young aspect of the beauty, not to the about attachment beauty, not Shantideva, young I give the example already. So, so like that, you see. How do you feel like that with all the sentient beings? Not only your mother, disciplined mother, no. Not only your boyfriend, friend, no. For every sentient being, you feel like that. So it's the loving kindness, young number, young chamba, beauty, loving kindness of beauty, young chamba. Then after that, it's really, so wishing the sentient beings to have happiness and cause happiness. What brings happiness to the cause them to have happiness. Then Chamba Chambo is when you take the responsibility on yourself, to cause the happiness and to cause happiness by yourself, by me. Then it's a young Chamba. Chamba Chambo, that's Chamba Chambo. Then after the Ningje, Jabja Kundalama just said that those two, which one comes first is not definite. Either compassion comes first or the loving kindness comes. So that, Rinpoche said, not definite. So, after the compassion, so wishing the sentient beings free from suffering, the oceans of suffering. Free from oceans of suffering, samsara, and cause, the non-virtues, the delusion karma. Then you take the responsibility on yourself. I will do it. I will cause them. Not only just wish you relax, not only wishing a positive mind, or wishing the sentient beings free from suffering. Not you take the responsibility on yourself. I will do it. Free them from oceans of samsara, suffering, cause. Oh, that is great compassion. You see that sentient beings, you see, what they like is happiness, what they do not like is suffering. But day and night constantly they get busy. So busy in creating the cause of suffering. Then not only cause something, but the cause of lordship. So busy day and night. Also nighttime sleeping is cause of samsara, cause of lordship. So then, and then they destroy the cause of happiness. Even little they have virtue. They create little, even they destroy that by anger. When they get angry, so they don't practice patience. They're angry all the time, angry, so easily get angry. Anytime can rise anger, so easily. What they are people, what they are with the people, what they are not, alone. Don't practice patience. So, then cause happiness, virtue, then destroy all the time heretical mind and the anger. Then the cause of the ill will also destroy the virtue. Then even you try to explain what is the cause of happiness, virtue, you see, they are afraid, then practice Dharma, they are afraid, they run away, or even somebody explained, They don't know karma. They don't know karma to understand. Oh, that's so difficult, so difficult, so difficult. So therefore, we are so fortunate here. We are so fortunate that we have met Dharma, or we try to learn Dharma. So we are so not run away. Gives opportunity to yourself freedom. You open your mind to Dharma, Buddha's teaching, so that you give freedom to yourself, you give enlightenment to yourself. You give freedom from samsara to yourself. You give, generally, every day, you give freedom to yourself to achieve the happiness and to not experience suffering, to stop the suffering in the life, problem in the life. So you give freedom to yourself, like that. So you see, as far as Buddhism, as Islam has always said, if you don't practice, you must learn. The condensed one, which is in the Kadwinyingma, is Lotan Namchi, then Sakya Shebashito, then Lama Tsongava Chichun, there's Lamzun Namsum, the three principal aspects of heart language. So basically the same. Just made four in the Kadwinyingma and Sakya, because of the Lama Tsongava Chichun, this renunciation is one word, but true renunciation is just one title, renunciation. But true renunciation of this life, renunciation of next life, samsara life. So renunciation of the renouncing, freeing yourself from attachment, freeing yourself from the prison of attachment. The chronic disease from beginning of birth, the attachment, the chronic disease. Mental chronic disease, attachment. So from where all the problem rises, all the problem rises. Then then you have to take so many medicines, you have to doctors, psychologists, then the relation problem, the problem, this problem, that physical problem, mental problem, So come from the attachment, clinging to this life, which condensation from beginning of the chronic disease. Then the next life, samsara life, the attachment to that. So Lama Tsongkhapa teaching, there's one title, renunciation, that covers both. In others, the renunciation of this life is especially mentioned, separate mentioned, the renunciation of next life. The samsara life, so like that. Then then bodhicitta, to renounce the self-chasing thought form, which brings all the problems, all the obstacles, all the misfortunes, all the bad lucks. Then brings, if you are a powerful person, then you create a war. Then 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, then we gather, then you make war between the countries, and you make war, you make first wars. I've heard the first war started from one person. The Second World War, then the Third World War didn't happen yet, I think. Anyway, so you see, if you are one person, if you are an influenced person, then you can create a Third World War, Fourth World War, Fifth World War, like that. so much harm to the center, so many people get killed, millions of people get killed, so much harm. So like that, searching to, so not harm to numberless and then you don't count animals. By the way, animals, so numberless animals get killed. So you don't count the animals. So only people. So anyway, so then actually maybe I mentioned that the 4 things for cleaning, the Sakya, the same as Lotan Namashi Sen. The meaning Sen, there's the Sen, the Shambhashitron, Sakya. If you clean this life, you are not Dharma practitioner. If you are clinging to this life, they say the happiness is life. So if you are clinging to this life, then you are not Dharma practitioner. So you see, by knowing, discovering that life is no essence, and the attachment to this brings so many problems. So then you see, by knowing that, then you have to, then you are able to world content, renounce attachment. You see, all attachment, so much happiness, peace. Your life is so. And then next life is the correlation and measurement. If you are clinging, if you have attachment, clinging the future life samsara, then you don't have renunciation. So you're not a seeker of liberation in that way. So with the first one, the attachment to this life, then and nothing becomes your body's reaction of your body's spirit mind doesn't become dharma. Everything becomes non-virtue, no dharma, so not cause of happiness. And so with the attachment to the next life, future samsara, then all the actions become cause of samsara. So like that. Cause of samsara, cause of lordship, all that like that. And then that's cause of nirvana, soulless state, the blissful state, peace, it doesn't become cause of that. Then if you live life with the self-chasing thought, then your action, body, spirit, mind become cause of then it doesn't become cause of enlightenment, opposite to enlightenment. Then there becomes cause of there's a harm to yourself, harm to numberless sentient beings. From life to life, by thinking the past life, by thinking the future life, then until you are free from self-chasing thought, then you are harmed to numberless sentient beings from life to life. Harm to so many sentient beings, life to life. Then all like this. In the past, harm to numberless sentient beings with the self-chasing thought from beginning. But so then the future also same. All like this. So therefore, then we choose generate bodhicitta. We should generate bodhicitta. That the ultimate good heart. Total seeking enlightenment for sentient beings, to bring free the sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering and bring them to enlightenment. So see, that so that which is source of all the happiness up to enlightenment for yourself. That is source of happiness, of all source of happiness up to enlightenment for every sentient beings. Every sentient beings. So that, if you are bodhicitta, it's like this. Wow, 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 amazing, 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 amazing. That's the happiest life you want. If you want the happiest life, that's what you try to practice, learn. Don't cheat yourself. Okay? Okay. That only, I'm not only telling you, I'm telling myself also. I'm telling to myself also. Okay? What the sentence is like this. What the wish happen, what they don't like suffering, but in the action don't know what the cause happen, don't know what the cause suffering. So they total opposite, all the cause of suffering. So this cause happiness so rare, but they don't have karma to learn. They don't have karma, they don't have fortune to learn, to understand. It's like you see, you come in the ocean where there's so many witchcraft jewels. You know, witchcraft jewel is the past. You see, or the Bodhisattvas or the universal kings, or they found it's a lot of marriage, so much marriage. They find witchcraft jewel in the ocean. Then they kill in 3 ways. Then they put on the banner on the 15th, Tibetan 15th. They say, they're on the banner. Then they pray all the needs of this life, or all the material needs. You see. All the needs, all the comfort, what they need in this life, whatever they pray, or everything get actualized right after that. As a Sai Baba, for example, he does like this. Some people, you see, does like this. Then you put ashish, give ashish, also gold chain, watch, and sometimes not everybody, so they give. So. Like that similar, so like that temple is good karma to give to other people. So then other people's karma also. So it depends both. So this maintaining the person has so much good karma, so that which grants you the condition. So whatever you pray, then you get materialized right like that. So you are in the ocean where there's full of which you can do, but you don't know, you don't recognize. And you just come there, go back empty. Like that. Great loss. So you're there, but you don't know at all. You see, for example, somebody found a diamond, I mean, it's what's another example? Or this much diamond or something in the garbage, you see. Garbage, they found diamond, but didn't recognize it's a diamond. Thought maybe this is an ordinary glass or something. You see, you throw away. So certain other people who know that diamond, how would feel incredible loss. Incredible loss, you see? Who knows? And the person who doesn't know, this is ordinary glass, then throw, you see, or something like that, for example. So, like that. So to learn Dharma, to learn Dharma, holy Dharma, so important. Oh, the Kasore. So important. Oh, the Kasore. The correct Dharma. Correct Dharma. So important. so important. So, okay, so you're so fortunate. So therefore you are so fortunate, so fortunate to have luck, good luck. So to learn Dharma, you see, opportunity to learn Dharma. You give opportunity to yourself. Okay, so now the next so Laksam. Next one, Laksam. There are numberless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, working for sentient being every day, every hour, every minute, every second. Wow. You know, Buddhas, no ignorance, no obscuration, omniscience, knowing past phenomena, present, future phenomena, at the same time. Can read every sentence in his mind at the same time, and knows every single method to bring them from happiness to enlightenment. Wow. Oh, then the perfect power to reveal him by manifesting even each of the atoms of the holy body. All then they manifest numberless form. Those who can see, high Bodhisattvas who can see, and Samadhi aspect, manifest the teaching, and then those lower Bodhisattvas manifest Nimanaka aspect. Bring them to enlightenment, and then those, then you see more ordinary than that, then they manifest ordinary being. Those who has mind ordinary, more ordinary than that, then they manifest as ordinary being. So they then they manifest Indra Brahma, that Hindu god, Hindu follow the Indra Brahma, then they manifest the human beings ordained like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Buddha manifests that, His Holiness the Buddha. In the past, Buddha in India, nowadays His Holiness Dalai Lama in human form. So that monk form. So then in the last part of the king, an aspect of king like Dharma king in Tibet in the past, the Songzang Gampo, that's genetic compared to Buddha. Then the make a rule for Tibet and people to follow this 16 human Dharma, Michu Dharma to the 16 human Dharma, human rule for Tibet. And then all the Tibetans follow that, and those who can't, those who do killing, stealing, all that, then punishment, you see. But you see, punishment is not separate being. He is genetic, he's a compassion Buddha. So he manifests ordinary being, the killing, stealing, all these things, they punish. Then cut the heads, piled up in the field, piled up, big piles of the human heads. But all that, his manifestation, not ordinary being, not separate being. His own manifestation. If Buddhas, they can do this. Bodhisattvas, they can do like this. The ordinary people to follow the beneficial law, as Dharma law, rule. You see, everyone to collect some of the virtue, cause happiness. This is how they do. You see, as I was talking before, democratic. You see, democratic it was Buddha. So it was Buddha. Of course, That's of course the best. Buddha, so image of compassion, impressed also. But you see, like to give an example, Madalvaha child the most. So everything happened best. So Buddha, every sentiment. So you see, with all that knowledge, power, perfect power, perfect wisdom, omniscience and compassion, everything. So as I said, manifest numberless form Buddhist mind. Whatever need for that. So Buddha manifests it sounds like that. Buddha manifests devas, asura. Buddha manifests human beings, all kinds of human beings. And Buddha manifests even the prostitute, to help us, to those sentient beings, to help them, to benefit them from suffering, to bring the enlightenment. And so, the butcher, some of the manifested butcher. So in Kathmandu, there was one butcher. That's a common story. There was one butcher down below Swaminath, one butcher, small butcher shop. So then he went in Tibet. There was one high Nima Lama, Khenpo Ashu at the airport, Ashu. He, in his temple, he built his own statue, but with a mustache, something that I heard. But the mustache wasn't that much, so then, he wanted a problem. So he didn't money, he needed to build a Pamasamba statue, so I was asked to his friend, one man from Switzerland, so I sponsored that large Pamasamba statue. And so this Lama had a clairvoyance. So this Lama received a butcher from Swayambanath, Nepal. Then he made a throne. He made a throne for the butcher. When the butcher came, he asked to sit on the throne. Oh, like that, you see. You never know. You never know who is Buddha, who is not Buddha. You see. Well, he has clairvoyance. So when the Buddha came, he made a throne. He asked Buddha, butcher to sit on the throne. So, what's that? Okay, yeah. So just one example, sorry. One monk died in Tibet. It doesn't mean monks in Tibet don't die, I'm not saying that. Just one story. So, the monk used to go to outside. When you got money, you go outside, bury into the ground. So one day he died. Now his disciple wanted to make offering in the monastery. So it was room for money in the house. Could not find anything. So then he remembered the teacher goes outside sometimes on one spot. So he went there. There was a ground a little bit, there was earth a little bit high, then a little bit up, then down. So then he did that. There was a frog. There was a frog embraces the bundle of money. There was a frog that embraces whole more money like this. So he took that frog and then he asked his teachers, I think Chusan Rinpoche or something, the Lhasa thing. So, Unai Lama. So the Lama mentioned, you take the frog behind Potala. Potala is a palace where His Holiness lives in Tibet, built during the 50th Dalai Lama's time. The incarnation, the Dalai Lama's incarnation is 50th Dalai Lama's time. It was built during that time. So I think the 50 Lama at the time. Then from there, then they offered the king's name to 50 Lama. So from there, so not people that, from 50 Lama. So behind Potala there was butcher. You bring the frog to the behind backside Potala. There was butcher. Give it to him. Lama said that he's a Lama. This teaches Lama. Then he would choose the frog backside of the Potala. Gave a butcher, and the butcher there was a wood to cut the meat. So the frog cut half body, half head, half he threw in the sky. Then he told the guru, his teacher's guru, that's what happened. Then he says, no, very good. See, that butcher is a deity, a Buddha. Shemar, deity. So that's not sentient being, that's not ordinary sentient being, no. The Buddha, the deity, the Buddha. So that means how he transferred the consciousness in Pure Land. Oh, so then the Guru said, now it's perfectly right, now very good. So what the message the Lama, his teacher Guru said. Oh, like that. There's so many stories like this. They look ordinary people doing puja, this and this and this, that, but there are many manifestations of deities, Buddha's aspects. So anyway, then Buddha manifested Buddha, so then Buddha manifested children, Buddha manifested men, women, old, young, all kinds of. Then Buddha manifested animals. The animals, protect other animals and help those help us send them into then Buddha manifested helpings. They don't have suffering. Of course, Buddha, even Arhats, they're free of sometimes their own suffering. So how Buddha can suffer? But it's manifested helping as the health guidance. Health protector, health guidance. Buddha manifested hunger ghosts, predators. Buddha manifested maras, even the maras. Buddha manifested as maras, so to benefit other maras. There's all kinds of manifestations you can do. Like that, you see? Okay, so this is what the Buddha can do. So we meet many times the Buddha's manifestation. We don't know it's Buddha. We don't know. We think because you believe only what appears to you, ordinary being. So we only believe ordinary being. But the many times we meet Tara, manifestation Tara, Buddha, sentient Buddha, all that to to guide you. To guide you. Amazing things. To show you right path, all that. So anyway, So therefore, then the Bodhisattva, then you see ordinary Bodhisattva, higher Bodhisattva. So, but, how sentient beings, all just this one section being mother and kindness. That's one section, not all the kindness. This one section, I'm telling you. So, to repair, you see, you should repair, you should even though there are numberless Buddhas but you have to repair. You see. So after all that, see, then I will free the numberless sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering and bring to enlightenment by myself alone. By myself alone. That's special attitude. Not myself. There come back to great love. I mentioned by myself, yes, but now myself alone. Okay? The special attitude. Laksam. Then for that reason, to do that perfectly. No. Even others cannot do perfectly. So many mistakes, even they are free from samsara. Because they have not abandoned focus on knowing. Because then, therefore then I need to achieve state of omniscience, knowing all the past, all the present, all the future present. Directly at the same time, they are able to read all the sentient mind at the same time. Then all the sufferings at the same time, knowing all the methods to reveal them for how to really bring happiness to enlightenment. So, like that, you see. Then I'm able to reveal the not only knowing but perfect power to can I do it then? I need to achieve state of omniscience. Therefore, then in short, so the bodhicitta, that's the bodhicitta to achieve enlightenment. That's already motivation. So, of course, only have effortless bodhicitta, or thinking that instantly, all the time we have told that instantly, without effort, then we have realization. Bodhicitta. When you put reasons, when you put effort, when you put reasons, with sentient suffering, kindness, then that's effort, bodhicitta, and not realization. So, then with that, I don't remember what I said before a long time ago. Okay. So I think it's when I've said with this wisdom, and the other one bring the sentient beings free from samsara, bring to enlightenment, method. So anyway, then if you have actualized bodhicitta, that's the first door to enter Mahayana path to enlightenment. Like that. Door of the Mahayana path to enlightenment. So hope I can do tomorrow, then the Kashmiri. Maybe the benefit of bodhicitta. So then, then by power, so hopefully, I'm not sure. So, okay. Okay, I think that's, then after you generate the bodhicitta, effortless bodhicitta, then you any sentient being you meet, you see, I guess seems it's not that I bodhicitta, it's not that at all. It seems maybe any sentient being you meet, you feel that, you naturally feel to achieve enlightenment for that sentient being, to free from ocean samsara suffering, to bring enlightenment. So I think when you realization, so you feel that. So that time you become bodhisattva. Okay, so it's like a king's son. You see, then become the latter inaugurated as king later. So bodhisattva, you become bodhisattva. Buddha Sudhaya, you become Buddha later. You see. So anyway, so that's the most fortunate, person, or that's the root of the enlightenment. Or then you're able to give so much happiness to sentiments. In the world, in the area where you are, so many blessings, so much peace, happiness, the people are to sentiment. Okay, we will start here. Any question? Some question?
Look out in the outlines. I said in Latvia. You have some questions? In Latvian, I asked if there are some questions.
Okay.
Rinpoche, I am always confused about, maybe it's the language, about the mind and the ego. What's the difference?
Mind and ego. What's the difference between human being and bad human being? What's the differences between human being and bad human being? The smell. It's mirror. And then the bad human being is human being. The human value used its wrong way to become bad human being. So human value is used beneficial way, right way, then good human being. So similar to the mind. Ego is the mind. Ego itself is the mind. Mind is so. In English, I'm not 100% sure clear. I use ego mostly self-chasing thought. I myself use more ego for self-chasing thought, but it seems it did use I think more I use self-changing thought. Like, for like you did some service, you did something for public, and you had the motivation. Not just purely serving the people, but you had the motivation that with the I, hoping good reputation from that. You get good reputation from people. Oh, you did. Oh, excellent, blah, 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 blah. So, hoping to get reputation, power, from people, you see. So that, self-changing thought, you see. So you do the service, but with the self-changing thought. So actually your service, not done by people, is for you, for yourself. You did for the I, you did for the self-changing thought. Self-changing thought, you do the service. Looks like running people, but actually mentally, your motivation is yourself. Is to get reputation, power, self-knowledge. And it looks like maybe also ego is used, maybe, there's emotion, emotional eye. So it looks like used. Ignorance holding the I real, not meaningless. Ignorance doesn't do that. Ignorance holds the I which is merely imputed by the mind. Then, as it appears not merely labeled by the mind, then ignorance holds that interest in that real. So I think maybe ego may be used also ignorance, but I use more for self-check. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. You can see from the subject whether you saw self-changing thought or whether you use ignorance or the emotional eye. Now, emotional eye, the perfect example for object. I, which is the object to be reputed. Gaccha. There's emotional. In the Western language, emotional I. Oh, that you should understand. So whatever, there might be different emotional I, different level of emotional I. So according to school, according to 4 different schools, I'm not trying to calculate this Chetameva, Dodeva, Samsamba, Rangjuva, all that. So emotional, that's by different level of emotional I. Yeah. Then anything else? Yeah. Yeah, what can I say?
I'm thinking if there's, since beginningless time, Buddhas guiding sentient beings, why is not everybody enlightened?
Sentient beings existed since beginningless time.
Yes.
How come Buddha hasn't? How come they haven't reached enlightenment?
Numberless sentient beings become enlightened, but they are numberless sentient beings, not enlightened. Yes. Not only Shakyamuni Buddha, in Theravada, rest of the followers of this path, only Buddha enlightened. But Sona says, to explain how Buddha became enlightened in Theravada, not Mahayana, Theravada, that's not for them not have a much clear explanation as Mahayana. As a Mahayana explanation, how it should be enlightenment, Buddha. So the numberless, not from that, going to Mahayana, the numberless and the Buddha is enlightened, numberless in the beings already, and now, happening now, and will be enlightened in the future also. So that's equal Mahayana. So that. Including you, Buddha enlightened you. So now Buddha including you. Here's Buddha's teachings, so including you to bring the enlightenment. Okay? All right? Yeah. That's all. Oh.
Hello, dear Rinpoche. My question is from start teaching, you speak about 5 consciousness and 6 consciousness, which we take to go next life. Maybe you. Okay, you're talking about the consciousness from the start I was speaking, and you speak about 6 consciousness, which we go to the next life, which we take the 6 consciousness. So, question is, maybe you can to explain these 5 consciousness, 6 consciousness.
To explain the 5 consciousness or the 6 consciousness that goes to the next life.
Yeah. Yijinam said, conscience, mind. So the death time, so other consciousness stops. Consciousness of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body stops. Then the consciousness of the mind. But then that one, yes, there's a gross consciousness and I think a subtle consciousness. Subtle consciousness, extremely subtle consciousness. I think death time becomes when during the kill light. During the kill, even for the animals go through the kill light. So that time is most subtle consciousness. Then, right after that, then after the white sheet goes down, from the interstitial city in the heart, not the bumping heart, but here, middle of the two breast, then the center channel inside the channel, that's center channel inside the heart here, where you get angry, where you get practice patience and loving kindness, compassion. From here, not the brain, not the brain. You see, you can see it doesn't come from brain, from here. You have to realize that. That's one thing I want to emphasize. Why come from here? Why not here? Why brain? The brain is the main thing. Why not come from brain? So this is the one question. So coming from here, you feel angry, not angry from brain, but angry here, compassion here, patience here, loving kindness here. Why? Why? There's a big question. There's a big question. So consider. Oh, then interest will sit, then the sperm goes down the red one splits. So then red one goes up, then sperm comes down, meet the interest channel, there's a category darkness, and then of color light. Then the consciousness becomes so subtle. Then when they split from at the heart into the then it becomes gross. Consciousness becomes gross. Then they immediately become intimate stage. Even the consciousness didn't come out from the body yet, but it, when the split, then the intimate stage actualized. The body in the intimate stage. So like that. I think that's all. Okay. Those who want, do not want to give one mantra, liberation from the sutra, mantra from the liberation of sutra. Most unbelievable precious casualty. By just hearing one time, by just hearing or reciting just one time, your life always goes to enlightenment. The Liberation Sutra, most unbelievable benefit. So in the future we should get room of that text. Unbelievable benefit. Just to get a room, all transmission. Most amazing Dharma text. So we should get that in the future. It's unbelievable benefit. So, Karisuri. So, I'm not going to do the lung of the mantra I received from Debje Chongla Rinpoche. He's a great, very high Debung Lama, Debung Monastery Lama, Debung listening. Yeah. So, yeah, I received from Rinpoche whole lung of the Sutra text. There. Tando, it's called Tando, Tarva, Liberation and Sutra. Tando, the short title. It's unbelievable benefit by listening, by hearing that. So, yeah, the mantra of that. Oh, yeah, the thing, motivation, thing, purpose of my life is not just it to be happening for myself, but to free the numberless sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering, numberless mother sentient beings, my kind mother sentient beings, free them from oceans of samsara suffering, and bring them to peerless happiness, state of so enlightenment. On that, for that, I must teach it. The culture of Buddhahood. Therefore, then I'm going to take this alternate mission, the mantra. Think in motivation. Think this is to benefit to every sentient being, every single health being, every single hungry person, every single animal, every single human being, every single spirit being, every single asura being, every single intimate state being. In that. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Adende Dharane Tayata Kachane Bhavene Savadhamane Vaneve Shavana. I can't stop. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Adende Dharane Tayata Akashane Bhavene Savadhamane Vane Shamana Vivasana Bimala Supari Tamane Kana Burni Tala Tamale Tale Ulul Shvete Mandra Mandra Soha. I read one more, two more. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Adende Dharane Tayata, Akashane Bhavene Savadhamane Vane, Shamana Vivachana Bimala Sumari, Supari Dhamane Kana, Barani Tale, Barani Tsala, Barani Tsaya, not Tsala. Barani Tsaya, Tamale Tale, Hulu Shivete, Mandra Soha. Third one. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Adende Dharane Tayata Akashane Bhavene Savadhamane Shamana Vivachana Bimala Savari Dhamane Kana Barani Tsaya Tamale Tale Hulu Shivete Mandra Zoho. By hearing this mantra with the devotion, and even you recite one time a day, into the achieving enlightenment, you never get reborn, hell, hunger, birds, animals. You achieve enlightenment, even recite only one time there. So this is said by unbetrained, virtuous one. Okay. Then there's another mantra. Om Pema Ushini Sepema Rumbe. That's the mantra of the stainless pinnacle greatest mantra. That's an unbelievable benefit. So, if a monk, if a fully ordained monk, broke the four root vows, received for defeat, they brought the celibacy vow, in intercourse, then strolling and things ungiven, then killed the human being. So that it becomes a very heavy soul, then told light that we have realization while you don't have. So very heavy thing like so. Then reborn in the hell realm. But if you recite this mantra by remembering that it's a monk who broke the word, received the fourth defeat, and then immediately that mantra has power to that monk who received fourth defeat, immediately he transfer the consciousness from the hell into the higher birth. So like that. Then yourself or sentient beings, either recite this mantra or seeing that is written, or you touch or remember your heart, then it purifies 5 very heavy nirkama, chamenga, without break. 5 heavy nirkama without break. So kill the father, mother, arahat, cause blood Buddha, disunity among the sanghas. Then the causes to be born in the nalme, nyawa nalme, the inexhaustible hell realm, the number 8 one, the most heavy suffering of the hell. So all those negative karmas get purified. By reciting this mantra, seeing, touching, that purifies this incredible heavy negative karma. Even though the 5 heavy negative karma, which makes you born in Yawa Nalme, so get purified. That means no question about 10 virtues, what we used to. You never get reborn Lord realms if you recite this mantra. Then, for 100,000 eons, you achieve the will-turning king rebirth. So when the will-turning king happens in this world, due to that power, everybody's mind in the world is able to keep the virtue, 10 virtues of the practice. So unbelievable powerful. So the mantra causes that. Then if you recite thinking to benefit of a sentient being, recite every day 7 times, then when you die, you get born in Amitabha's pure land, Dawachin. Then also you get born in the Nganga, Medici Buddha's pure land, and Medici Buddha of Minchuba pure land. So it's unbelievable. Then it also becomes healing. You can recite for, there's another for to heal other people's sickness. If you're going to meet somebody, ask for help, then you make a kasuri incense. You burn incense, you recite on the smoke this mantra, then you dress that you want to wear to meet that person. You put over the incense like this, not touch but on the smoke. Then you wear the dress. Then you go to see the person and ask what do you need, and then becomes very powerful for success. That person accepts what you request. So, things like that. There are many others. So, okay. So we dedicate now. Due to all the past, the best marriage to Klatravami, two-time marriage to Klatravami, numberless sentient beings, numberless Buddhas, may the Bodhicitta be source of all the happiness, success, up to enlightenment for oneself, for every sentient being. May it be generated in one's heart, in the heart of all the sentient beings, and those who have generated bodhicitta may it be increased. Oi Changjo Senjo Rinpoche Ma Je Ba Na Je Jo Je Ayam Ba Kone Gondo Bewa Ro then kasure. To realize emptiness, these two are most important foundation Buddhism. Two most important foundation for Tantra, to practice Tantra. Realize the ultimate nature of emptiness. In the meaning of dependent arising, the dependent arising meaning of emptiness. So here condemnation, Dunda Mevadam, Samsara Nirvana, they don't have even atom of nature, means truly nature. At the same time, cause and result, dependent arising, unbetraying. Pinzagama, total chava is each other appears as support each other. Not contradictory. So, as I said at the beginning, emptiness in the meaning of dependent arising in the meaning of emptiness. To realize Nagajuna's view. This Guru Shakyamuni Buddha already enlightened, numberless sentient being now, and the future also, by revealing this Prasangika's view, the poor Baba Shiga, Sudantra, mindfulness school, the Madhyamika tour, Suva Tantrika, Prasangika, so Prasangika, what thing, Prasangika's view. Sorry. This is one of the most important things to us to realize in this life. Why we are born human being? Why? To fulfill the purpose, they must realize the emptiness in this life. The other one, the Buddha, so the most important thing, one of the specific things in Buddhism is this one. So his one says, all other sects, there are, I don't know how many thousands of sects in the world, but you see the emptiness revealed is only Buddha Dharma. So like that. So without realizing this, you cannot remove the root of samsara, root of all the suffering, root of all the suffering. So you can remove depression, whatever you call that. The root of all suffering, the ignorance. Even though I is merely imputed by the mind, value-based aggregates, but you see, it exists, but it exists most unbelievable subtle, see? But due to hallucination, it left our ignorance, then on the mental rhythm, it appeared existing from its inside, real one from there. And then you see a mind interest completely on that. So that ignorance is that kind of self-concept, that ignorance is the root of all the suffering, all your problems, including headache, diarrhea, and all that, cancer, or cancer, killable or unkillable, all come from that, so the relationship problems, everything, your ignorance. So, therefore, what eliminates directly, not by bodhicitta, is by all the wisdom realizing emptiness. So therefore, so important. Therefore I say, since we are born human beings this time, we must realize the emptiness best, if not bring the mind very close to that, to realize emptiness. Prepare the mind to realize as quick as possible, at least. Because not this life, but the next life. All like that, bring the mind close to ready to that. Best to realize in this life. Then the purpose of your human life is fulfilled. Why you're born human being this time? Okay. Oi kunde ranshi dza meva ta tunde tende ruwa meva ni penza gam toso chawai loja kunde toba chinde. I used to translate the emptiness and different rising, the emptiness unified to the different rising, unified to the emptiness, to realize that not contradictory to each other, not opposite to that. Okay. Tara gundu jata, that's what it did all the path, but we managed to go to may we all, including our parents, dead or living, then they to be guided by Lama Tsongkhapa, become the virtual friend in all the lifetimes, and never separate from the pure teaching Buddha that is admired by all the Buddhas. Oi Tara Gunda Java Songa Vetejo Sinye Muzo Tebedo Java Ngabe Lamsa Tenye La Keche Tayando Manjo do like that. Mejo Nandara Tame Chindan De La Che Jase Chove Nyundo Che Tedo Choge Rini Nanju Che Losa Jave Tena Jawa Sho Bande Lame Namba Tawa La Keche Tanya Lota Meje Jinde Lepa Tome Mugu De Lame Chela Samla Juba Then we should pray for the world. We are living in this world, so we need prayer. Responsible to pray for the world. Did all the paths, the best way to marry to collect to collect numberless and then numberless Buddhas. But the wars that happen now, what happened in the future, may be stopped, and as well as the disease and famine, dangers of fire, water, air, earth, all the gas, water, landslide, earthquakes, all that is, and the global problems of the ice melted down, and the oceans ingress and destroyment in cities or near the beach, and all those global problems will be stopped immediately, and may the perfect peace happiness be prevailed in everyone's heart by generous loving kindness and compassion, bodhicitta in everyone's heart. May the Dharma last a long time, it's better in the temple. From where the sentiment is peace and happiness, and may it Chikature. May they be Dharma achieving enlightenment as soon as possible. And then please pray that Karasukure did all the path, the best of which I managed to collect by me, did I manage to collect by numberless and numberless Buddhas. May I fulfill the wishes of sentient beings more than wish grand jewel. May I fulfill the wishes, hopes of all the sentient beings more than wish grand tree. That's, so that we can treat that mention the mental offering. Donne samche tamche lai shin na lava naza lai jo donne samche tamche lai pasa shin le lava Rava Tamche Gongwa. Now last did all the path, the present future made to collect by me, till I made to collect by numberless and numberless Buddhas. Though it exists in the mere name. do that, metta I who exists in the mere name. Lido, which exists mere name. Lead all the sentient beings, which is the mere name. In that Buddhahood, which exists in mere name. Brahma, alone who exists in the mere name. Jaman Bhaya Chita Mata Kunda Sambodhiyante Chinta Tata Kundi Chetundalo Chikewa Tita Tanjara Tuma Srejebe Jawatan Jijungo Wakala Chutanga Vaya Taka Kewe Tawa Diginya Sambo Chuchera Tuma Wala Ay chije jabo tonga ve chutana ma peva tan keje sama shiva tan tunje malu samara sho tata shinje tu tan deve sonye la ten jawa lo san taba ye tamba yore panjuro jide kamdire pende malu ba kanle chume sambe yishi no Kade tsangme tintin jatso laso ze shete londro yo. Thank you very much. Can you tell me your name? Somebody asked a question. or the Buddha enlightened other sentients. Oh, yeah. So, conclusion is Buddha was like us before, having all the delusions, all the problems, just like us. But because he changed his mind, changed mind from cherishing the I into cherishing others, numberless Ganden means bodhicitta. So he became enlightened already, numberless years ago. So you see, you and me got stuck in samsara. Well, I don't know, maybe you're enlightened being, I can't say. So you and me, stuck in samsara, not free from oceans of samsara suffering, because we didn't change our mind from self-changing into changing others, bodhicitta. So those who numberless sentiments who did, they already became enlightened. They are numberless Buddhas. They are already enlightened. They are numberless Buddhas. Oh, so that's okay. Thank you very much.